So HeritageLab is an incubation program for young people that helps them develop new products and services based on cultural heritage. HeritageLab actually received European Social Innovation Competition Award last year. European Union and European Commission was looking for new ideas on how to tackle the problems of enacting local resources in order to foster the development of young people in their local communities. And for us, of course, when it was a natural answer to do something with the cultural heritage, because we come from a small place, which is a UNESCO World Heritage Site. It is a UNESCO Global Geopark, and it has a UNESCO Intangible Heritage. So basically we lived in it, and for us the only the natural answer on what is a local resource that young people can use was cultural heritage. After the competition, of course, we realized that this was in a way innovative because no one else out of 700 applicants thought of cultural heritage as a resource. They were thinking of all other ways of which local resources could be used for youth development, but none thought of cultural heritage. And I guess this was the innovative way to look at something that is around you and see a potential in it. And of course, this is not just something that happened like this. It's based on, as I said, 8 years of different activities that we did in Idrija, that the group of young people did in Idrija, and through which we, in a way, learned and prepared the grounds for what we call now HeritageLab. We started out of our need to change something in the local community. Back in 2012, the young people in Idrija didn't have any space to gather. Everybody was talking about opportunities for young people in the local community, but we as young people knew that there's actually no opportunities except going to the regular factory jobs or to out-migrate. And of course we loved our place and we didn't want to out-migrate. And this, in a way, pushed us into starting new activities, new projects. First, these were small ones. It was organizing community events with old miners, discussing about how life used to be. Then we let people 120 meters down deep below in the Idrija mine and into the old mine where actually no one can, no average person can access it. And we've organized tours down there. Then we've took the traditional lace making craft of Idrija and we've developed a new brand of jewelry for women with a new branding, new products. And for 2 years we've been working on this small enterprise, selling it in different stores, and in a way showing that you can be innovative and work on cultural heritage, because cultural heritage too often is seen as something that is, you know, a thing from the past, something that is protected and therefore with a certain restriction and certain limits of what you can do. The field of cultural heritage is in its essence, in a way, a conservative sector, because of course it is about preserving the past. But we've shown through our small projects at the beginning and bigger ones later on that it can be, in a way, a field of innovation. The main fears at the beginning now seem very stupid, actually. I mean, it was the fears of what will the others say. It was the little logistical fears, you know, will it work actually? or are we just bluffing something? It's these things that now, when you look back, of course, seem you shouldn't be afraid of this. But I know that back then, these were realistic fears, and of course, we were starting a new thing. We were skeptical how others will accept this. We should not forget that we were working in a sector with strong institutions where people work on these topics for years and years, and then you as a young person come there and try to change something. And of course their average answer is, we've tried that already and it doesn't work. And you, deep inside, you know that maybe they've tried, but they didn't try it exactly in a way that you think they should do it, or you would do it. Our group of friends, it was 6 of us. We've been all, in a way, in this shifting period. We were finishing our studies, but yet we were not employed. And we were thinking, okay, so what will we do when we finish the studies? Will we just all go to Ljubljana, the capital of Slovenia, and probably not work together? Or should we still try to contribute somehow to our local community? Back then, in the student years, we were all active in student clubs, in scouts associations, in different activities. And the new generations were coming, and we wanted, in a way, to give them space, but still be active. So we said, okay, let's establish something new, something that will, in a way, enable us to work on our ideas. We named it Idrija 2020, but back then 2020 seemed like a year towards we should, aim to have a vision. And we thought, okay, in 2020, let's imagine how this town should look like in 2020, and then start working towards it. I think we attracted the public attention and the interest of partners, potential partners, by being persistent, by just not giving up. Of course, our first events, nobody came, because it's always like this. I mean, it's your friends and family that comes. By, in a way, repeating what we believed in, and by, in a way, just not giving up, we grabbed the attention. I think that one of the main steps in this process was our magazine that we launched already in 2012. It was a magazine that was published once a year, so it was not a regular magazine, it was like an annual magazine. But in this magazine we wanted to showcase what we think and what we aim for. Before, most of the institutions and the institutional partners and older generations were thinking that young people only care about having fun and drinking, and back then it was still partying. Now people would say it's the internet and the social media, and we wanted to show that this is not true, that we are thinking about our community in a bigger picture, that we are thinking about the future of this community, and that we want to, in a way, contribute to this future. And with this magazine, I think that we succeeded. Also, the magazine received 3 awards for content marketing. And after after 2 years already, we were seeing the difference, because people still read magazines. And if you have good texts, people read them. And I think this was one of the actions that changed the perception of others, of how others perceive us. And we established a youth center, which is an association of associations, it's an NGO now with its own team of 7 people that are working on this. And here, together with the municipality, we've established a program, which is now a daily program, which takes a lot of young people to exchanges, foreign exchanges. Many young people from abroad come to Idrija. There are different activities for pupils, for grammar school students, and also for older young people. So I think that this, by actually solving a problem, we grabbed the attention. So if I look at the 8 years of our activities, I think that for 6 years we were working with 2,000 euros per year. So most of the activities were basically voluntary, a lot of voluntary work, investing your own time mostly, and sometimes money, applying for different small local grants, and for majority of our years of activities, it was like this. Later on, of course, we started applying for bigger grants, and only in the last 2 years, especially after the receiving of the European Social Innovation Competition Award, we've started growing also financially, let's say. First, of course, with the award. Later on, this award, in a way, besides the financial support that it gave us especially the visibility in the European context. So now we are working with international partners on mostly Erasmus Plus projects at the moment. We've received funding from the Ministry of Public Administration for professionalization of NGOs, because the ministry wants to support NGOs in doing things more professionally, and by applying to different local, national, international grants. For us, scaling began within the local community. So first, not by thinking how we could reach the whole world, but how you could just a little bit expand the people that you are addressing. And for us, this happened when we shifted from working for young people towards working for general community, especially people that are somehow related to cultural heritage. It's better to address a smaller group of people, provide them with what they really need and what they're looking for, and only later you think of how you can find similar or somehow related target groups that you could scale to. Find a group of people with whom you can work with, and then just don't give up. I think these two elements are the most important. If you're surrounded with people that will encourage you and that will enact your common ideas, and if you will be able to overcome these fears and these doubts, I think that's the real advice.